So let's use that flowchart of questioning to determine if these examples are an element, a compound, or a mixture. So first off is a sample of copper. And you ask, this is copper wiring. Or if you've seen a copper cup or a copper coin, this copper wiring, can you see anything else in there that can be separated out with the physical process? If the answer is no, it is not a mixture, it's a substance. Can it possibly be broken down into simpler ones by a chemical reaction? The answer is no, so you end up with the element. And in fact, copper is an element on the periodic table with the symbol Cu. How about the helium filling inside of a balloon? Helium in a balloon, you would say, can you separate the helium inside the balloon? No, definitely not. You can separate the balloon separate from the gas inside, but no. So the helium inside must be a pure substance. Then when you apply a chemical reaction to that helium, does that break down? Is there a reaction for a helium balloon? And in fact, no. When you give a kid a helium balloon, the only thing it's going to do is pop. It will not react. It is just the element helium. It is the element on the periodic table with the symbol He. The next example is a sample of laughing gas. Laughing gas is used as an anesthesia. Sometimes in the dentist office, the chemical formula is N2O and the chemical name is dinitrogen monoxide. So basically you take this gas and can you separate this gas? Well, you can't even see it, so no, you cannot separate the gas. That means it's a pure substance. Well, when you put this gas through a chemical reaction, it can be broken down into simpler elements, which are the elements nitrogen and oxygen. So dinitrogen monoxide has the chemical formula N2O, and when put through a chemical reaction, it will separate into the gases nitrogen, N2, and oxygen, O2. How about water? So just water, liquid water, can you separate liquid water? No, there's nothing else in there that you can take out. So this would be a pure substance. Then you take water and you try to put it through a chemical reaction. Now, it's not going to be a standard chemical reaction you can do in the house, but yes, you can react water and break it down into two gases that it will break down into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So that means that water is a compound. And when you take water and you boil it, it forms a steam, and you can sometimes see a steam coming out of boiling water. So can you take that steam, which is matter, and separate it? Okay, no, you cannot. It's just steam that doesn't have any other like chunks or anything else in it. So that means it is a pure substance. Well, that steam is still water. And that water is still going to be a substance that is a compound made out of 8 hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Fluorine gas. So fluorine is a greenish gas that is in this container. And fluorine gas in the container, is there anything else in the container that you can see? No. So it is not a mixture, it's a substance. When you take fluorine gas and you put it in a chemical reaction, it cannot be broken down into anything else. Fluorine gas is an example of a diatomic molecule. Fluorine, when it is present as in nature, it naturally is present as 2 atoms bonded together, or chemical formula F2, which is 2 atoms of fluorine bonded together. And it is also called a molecular element. The element is made out of molecules of these. How about a bar of deodorant soap? Soap, you can see, is got some streaks in it, it's green, it's white, and you could probably separate those in a physical process. That makes that a mixture, separating just the green and the white. How about a cup of mayonnaise? Can you separate that by a physical process? Well, it might not be clear, but you actually can separate all the parts of mayonnaise, which for some chefs out there, you might know that mayonnaise is composed of water and oil and egg, and that is a physical process. Separating all that would be making mayonnaise a mixture. How about table salt? So table salt is the chemical formula NaCl. The chemical name is sodium chloride. So table salt, you see the sample of table salt. It's this white crystalline solid. Can you separate out anything from the white crystals? No. So it is a pure substance. When you take NaCl and you apply a chemical reaction to it, it can be broken down elements, the elements sodium, Na, and chlorine, Cl. So that means NaCl, table salt, is an example of a compound. So seawater, you can take seawater and separate the salt from the water by boiling seawater. And so that is a physical process. The process of boiling is not a chemical reaction. It's a physical separation. When water boils, it just leaves behind whatever's in there, and that would be salt, a lot of salt, different types of salts, and so that makes seawater a mixture.